Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, and I appreciate you holding this hearing. I wrote to President Trump on July the 18th of this year, asking him if he was going to increase the number of troops to please come to Congress first and let us have a debate on the future of Afghanistan, since we all know we've been there 16 years. In that letter I wrote to the President, I know that he had made 30 comments before he became a candidate and while he was a candidate about the waste in Afghanistan. I'm just going to use one of 4 that I put in the letter. In 2013, you tweeted, "Let's get out of Afghanistan. Our troops are being killed by the Afghanis we train, and we waste billions there. Nonsense rebuilding the United States of America." That's just one of 30 comments he made about the waste, fraud, and abuse in Afghanistan. The next sentence that I said, "Mr. President, I agree with those remarks, and so does the 31st Commandant of the Marine Corps, my friend and unofficial advisor, General Chuck Krulak. As he said in a recent email to me, no one has ever conquered Afghanistan, and many have tried. We will join the list of nations that have tried and failed." Mr. Sopko, I've met with you many times, official and unofficial, with other members of Congress. When I listen to what you have shared today and what you shared many times before, and the waste, fraud, and abuse continues to go on. It is a tribal nation. Everyone that's ever been to Afghanistan, from the Russians to Alexander the Great and the British, have never changed one thing in the world. I know that there are people who don't appreciate you and your staff and what you do, because many of them are in Congress, not here in this committee today, that would like to cut your funding. That was a story in the newspaper a year ago. This MOU issued probably because they're dragging their feet, but there's neither here nor there. I don't know that as a fact, because when the American people see the stories that come out from your report, that every member of Congress gets that same report, these stories, I know they've been, I've got a handout front and back that I have a list of 50 stories about waste, fraud, and abuse that I give to my constituents back in the district. And I guess what I want to try to get to is that at some point in time, someone like yourself, General Nicholson, if he's overseeing Afghanistan, has got to say to the American people, we have spent billions and trillions of dollars to rebuild Afghanistan, and we can't build your bridges and your roads right here in America. At some point in time, this Congress needs to have a debate after 16 years, and let us have a new debate on the future of Afghanistan. Because I will tell you truthfully, there are at least 90 members of the House, both parties, that were not here in 2001. I was here in 2001. And when I hear this waste, fraud, and abuse consistently for 16 years, I'm on the Armed Services Committee, it distresses me as a taxpayer. I have the Marine base Camp Lejeune in my district. I've taught the Marines active duty and retirees who have been to Afghanistan 5, 6, and 7 times. And they say nothing will ever change. That has nothing to do with the work that you and your staff do. Y'all are the truth tellers. The problem is that Congress continues to pass bills to waste money over there, and we can't even get a debate. So my last point, very quickly, if you are here 10 years from now, and I won't be here 10 years from now, would you be willing to tell the members of Congress, the American people who are now financially broke as a nation, have done about all they can do in Afghanistan? Are you, Mr.
Congressman, as you well know, and we've had this conversation, I don't do policy, I do process. But I do promise you, the first day I'm out of this job, because it's not my job to talk policy, I'm happy to publicly tell you what I really think about our mission in Afghanistan. But until then, it's not my job to do that, and I support this committee, the chairman, the ranking member, for holding hearings. I'm a history buff, and there's a famous quote by President Lincoln: "Give the people the facts, and the country will be free." And that is what our job is. We give you the facts, and you, as the policymakers, decide whatever you do. I think Congressman Welch was very accurate on that. Whatever side you are on this issue, I just state the facts. You know, I'm like the umpire. We have a ball game that was last night. I'm calling strikes and outs and whatever. Some people may not like me, but I'm still supporting the game. And that's what my job is, and your job is to then take those facts and handle them appropriately.